Welcome back guys, in this video we're going to change the bottom ball joint on the Kia Sorento. So I'm just going to jump straight into the project, take it all apart, and I'll rejoin you when I'm ready to put it back together again. Okay, now we're about to reassemble. So this is the bottom ball joint, and the holes here, the 3 holes, they are all 12mm, where the bolts that go through it are actually 14mm, and they're 14mm from the factory. So I don't know why these are made wrong or made 12mm. So, don't know why, but just be aware that some of them are 12mm and some of them are 40mm. So mine is now 14mm. So we're about to install this, and rather than installing it into the wishbone, I'm going to install it onto the hub. And I thought it went on upside down like this, but it actually goes this way, so it points down. So we're going to install it like that. I assume the reason for this is that in the factory or on the production line, it's easier to just get a nut in and screw it in from underneath. So that's what I'm going to do this way, and then I can lift all of this and shove it in. I think if I go the other way around and put this in first, I'm pulling the whole hub up and then trying to put a screw in underneath it. I think it's just going to be too difficult, so that's why I'm going to do it this way. Right, let's get that done. Okay, now after getting the hub assembly onto the wishbone, the ball joint is in place. We got the 3 bolts that hold it on. The bolts are splined on the bottom, so they're hit up from underneath, and then they lock in place, and then you run the nut down from top. I don't know why you don't do it the other way around, but this is the way that I took it apart, so I'm putting it back the exact same way. So yeah, we're just going to run the impact gun now and tighten them all up, so they get tightened from the top, not from underneath. So in the previous video I showed how I replaced the damaged CV boot. If you want to see that video, check out the link up here or down in the description down below. Okay, next it's time to tighten up the clamps that hold on the CV boot. So I use one of these nail pullers or nail pinchers. And just like that, it's all tightened up. So it looks like factory done. It is correct. So next job is to hit in the top wishbone. The wishbone goes into the hub, we tap it in with a hammer, we slide a pin through. The pin goes all the way through, and it has 2 jobs. Both holds the wishbone from coming back up because there's a cutout section inside the wishbone, and also holds on the brake hose and the ABS sensor. Here inside the engine bay, the wire comes up, it's attached just here, and that's the top of the ABS sensor where it plugs in. Okay, next job is to tighten up the center nut that holds the drive shaft that comes all the way through. That's tightened up to about 20 uggas. Next we get a chisel and we just tap it in here to stop the nut from rotating. Next up we come underneath the hub. There's a casting nut here. We tighten it up to about 10 uggas. Then we put the split pin through. The split pin, it's questionable which way you do it. This is the way it's done from factory. So it goes through and then wraps around back on itself. Some people put it left and right, but I think the correct way is actually to wrap it around over itself. Okay, so there's brake cleaner now on the brake disc, so that's cleaning away any grease of my hands and any grease that was left over from reassembly. So that's all getting nice and clean. I spun it around a few times. I put a little bit on the brake pads and on the inside of the brake disc as well. That's now everything back together again. It's lovely and clean, and it's ready to accept the wheel, and then we're done. So if you like this type of video, give it a big dirty thumbs up, subscribe over there, and as always guys, thanks for watching. See you later.